Good morning and Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. This is going to be the second class on the 2nd August 2020. I hope you are utilizing this time in a fruitful manner and trying to learn how the technology has to be used for the educational purpose. And most of you might have got fed up with the conventional type of classes, but to have a change, now we are coming close to each other through the online classes. And now I'm going to give you the separate three videos instead of one complete video of more than one half hour. So we shall see the second unit today in detail. And for that, instead of going to teach you the prose first, today I have decided to start up with the poem because poem is the area in literature which gives you a share of relief from the stress, from the depression you have. After every mathematics classes and after every major classes, if you attend English classes, definitely you can have a feeling that you are getting rid of the stress. It's just because English literature is the main source for learning a language and even to understand the life in a real sense. In the form of poem, sometimes in the form of prose. You have a lot to learn from it. When we give an stress on the poem, you have to read the poem with the two different perspectives, and you have to see the poem through different lenses. It gives you the connotative meaning at the same time a denotative meaning. Connotative meaning is one which you can find not directly but in depth. But a denotative meaning is an open meaning available in the text. When you read the poem again and again, after every reading, you will have a different opinion about the poem. And that is what the beauty of the real poet. When you read the text, you should feel that whatever is happening in the poem, it's with you. You have to feel yourself there. Some years back, I just read the text of Kamala, the spouse of a former Prime Minister Nehruji, and he published his autobiography called Discovery of India. In that, he gave one particular part for his spouse. Uh, in that part, who's Kamala? Kamala is the mother of the former president Srimati Indira Gandhi, who is the daughter of Nehruji. So when Kamala was hospitalized in Germany, Nehruji and along with his daughter Indira, they traveled to Germany through through the desert for some kilometers. They went on foot for some distance. They traveled in the aircraft, but somehow it took more than 7 days to reach Germany. In those days, there was no direct flight from India to Germany to the Frankfurt. So somehow they reached the hospital where she was taking the treatment for her tuberculosis. So the entire travelogue, the moment, the, the minutes of the story depicted in such a way that you may feel yourself that you are traveling along with them. And that is what the power of writing. I read many texts, many writings of very great authors, but some text, uh, some part of the literature attracted to me to the extent that I cannot forget for my whole life. And for instance, the another poem called The Passport by Mahmoud Darwish, one of the Palestinian poet. You can feel his voice of freedom because he was a person who was exiled from his native place and lived in a foreign land like an alien. So, poetry gives you the glimpse of life. It is not just a poem, but it gives you the glimpse of life. And today, one such poem is Our Casseronatry by Torudat. Let's go to the main page. And here in this page, you can see you visit your school after several years as you cross the banyan tree at the entrance. Cheerful memories fill your mind, fill the bubbles with your memories. It happens with every one of us. When we visit the place after a long time, we may definitely have some sort of changes in terms of infrastructure and in terms of so much of development. But when we go to that particular place, we may recall those beautiful moments which we spent that place some years back, particularly while playing with our friends and siblings. And this is what happened even here in this poetry. And let's go to the main page now. So, when we talk about Torudat, cursor. Yeah, yeah. So it's a poem by Turudat, which was published in the year 1881, and she was an Indian poet. Here, Turudat celebrates the majesty of the castle tree that she used to see by her window, and remembers her happy childhood days spent under it, and revives her memories with her beloved siblings. Sibling means brothers and sisters. So that this poem was originally published in the year 1881. So this poet lived in the 19th century. All right. So let me read the poem first. Like a huge python winding round and round, the red trunk indented deep with scars up to its very summit near the stars. A creeper climbs in whose embraces bound no other tree could lie. But gallantly the giant wears the scarf, and flowers are hung in crimson clusters all the above summer, whereon all day are gathered bird and bee, and often at nights the garden overflows with one sweet song that seems to have no close, sung darkling from a tree. Well, when repose, when first my castle is wide open thrown, at dawn my eyes delighted on its rest. Sometimes and most in winter, on its crest, a grey baboon sits statue like alone, watching the sunrise while on lower puffs his funny offspring leap about and play. And far and near, kokilas hail the day, and to their pastures went on sleepy cows, and in the shadow on the broad tank cast by the whole tree so beautiful and vast, the water lilies spring like snow and mast. But not because of its magnificence. Dear is the castle to my soul. Beneath it was have played though years may roll. O sweet companions, loud with love intense, for your sake shall the tree be ever dear. Blent with your images, it shall arise in memory till the hot tears blind mine eyes. What is the dirge like murmur that I hear, like the sea breaking on a shingle beach? It is the tree's lament on airy speech that happily to the unknown land may reach, unknown yet well known to the eye of faith. Ah, I have heard that wail far, far away in distant land by many a sheltered bay, when slumbered in his cave the war wraith, and the waves gently kiss the classic shore of France or Italy beneath the moon, when the earth lay tranced in a dreamless soon, and every time the music rose before, my inner vision rose in form sublime, the form o tree as in my happy brain. I saw thee in my own loud native clime. Therefore I fain would consecrate a lay unto the honor, tree beloved of those who now in blessed sleep fall I repose. Dearer than life to me, alas, were they, which though be numbered when my days are done, with deathless trees like those in Borodale, under those awful branches lingered pale, fear, trembling hope, and death, skeleton, and time the shadow, and though we the verse that would thy beauty fame, O fame, rehearse a loud different theme from oblivion's curse. If we see the glossary, we have some important words used in the poem. Gallantly means bravely or heroically. Repose means a state of rest. Casement, a type of window that is fixed on one side and opens like a door. Baboon, a type of large monkey found in Africa and Asia. Kokilas, a type of bird similar to the cuckoo. Vent means straw. Hoar means white frost deposits on the tree. Enmast means amassed. Shingle means rocky. Wraith means apparition. Tranced means dreaming condition. Hypnotized. Sublime means glorious, grand. Faint means eagerly. Consecrate means to officially make something holy. Lay means amateur. And rehearse means repeat. Oblivion means a state of forgetfulness. Now, if we see the explanation of the first stanza with the glimpse of introduction in brief, this poem is an ode to the Cassandra tree. Ode means you might have already studied your lower classes, which was written by John Keats, Ode on the Creation. Just like this poem also can be considered as an ode to the Cassandra tree that the poetess had in her garden back in her motherland. Motherland means the native place. And the memory of the tree is the only link she has left with her past and the cheerfulness of her formative years. So here the Cathrona tree is like a bridge between her past and present. She is joining her. It is joining her. It is joining her from from her past to the present, or from the present to the past. Like a huge python winding round and round, the ridge trunk indented deep with the scars, up to its very summit near the stars, a creeper climbs in whose embraces bound no other tree could live. But gallantly the giant wears the scarf, and flowers are hung in crimson, cluster all the buffs among, whereon all day are gathered bird and bee, and often at night the garden overflows with one sweet song that seems to have no close, sung darkling from our tree while men repose. In the first stanza, it describes the poet describes the tree having rough skin and being garlanded by a vine having flowers. It rings around the trunk like a snake, and this describes the strength and courage of the tree, which is still standing down. So, is why it actually describes the strength and courage of the tree? Because the rings round the trunk like a snack. It rings round the trunk like a snack, and the tree seems to symbolize vitality, which is transmitted to the flowers, which attract bees and birds to the trees. The whole scene of a harmonious whole, with each part being inextricably linked to the tree. If you see the picture next to the poetical lines, you can just you can simply understand that how that you can imagine that how this tree may be and look like. And in the second stanza, when first my seasement is wide open thrown, at dawn my eyes delighted on it rest, sometimes and most in winter, on its crest a granny baboon sits statue like alone, watching the sunrise when on lower buff his bunny offspring leap about and play, and far and near kokilas hail the day. Into the pasture window sleepy cows, and in the shadow of the broad tank cast by the oak tree, so the beautiful and vast the water lilies spring like snow enmassed. In the second stanza, new animals like baboon, as I told you already, baboon is a large sized monkey, it's a kind of monkey, lives particularly in Asia and African continent. So, a new, it actually talks about some animals like baboon and birds, and it is and they are introduced that extol the beauty and nourishing nature of the tree. Even the tree's shadow provides refuge to the lazy cattle around and flowering lilies in the water tank. Lilies, it's a flower. All right. So the stanza started with the animal, ends with the flower. And if you go to the next page, page number 53, you will find the third stanza, but not because of its magnificence. Dear is the castle to my soul. Beneath it we have played, though years may roll. O sweet companions, loved with love intense, for your sake shall the tree be ever dear. Blent with your images it shall arise in memory, till the hot tears blind mine eyes. What is that dust like murmur that I hear like the sea breaking on a shingle beach? It is the tree's lament and eerie speech that happily to the unknown land may reach. So, if you see in this stanza, it builds on the importance of the tree as new relationships are established. And here the poetess siblings are brought in the scene where she remembers the playful and cheerful moments that the tree shared under the same tree. So this realization is quickly stunted with the news of their death, that is sibling. The death of her siblings, which is described as a form of sleep. However, she has faith that they all be reunited after the brief smell of false sleep of death. They all will enjoy the same fun and games in the Garden of Eden in paradise. So here the poet also have a strong faith in the life after death. She strongly believes that one day or the other she will definitely mingle with her siblings. She will go back and join them in the paradise. Paradise means in the heaven. When human can go to heaven only after the death, so she believes very strongly that she will definitely join her sibling after her death. Unknown yet well known to the eye of faith. Ah, I have heard that faith far, far away, in distant lands by many a sheltered bay, when slumbered on a scale the water ray, and the waves gently kiss the classic shore of France and Italy beneath the moon, when earth lay translated, dreamless soon. And every time the music rose before my inner vision rose a form sublime. Thy form, O tree, as in my happy prime, I saw thee in my own loud native clime. Therefore, but the poem does not limit itself to the world of unseen and turns back to the living world. The poetess describes the lingering image that the tree has, that she senses it even in distant place like Europe. Okay, and she has talked about Europe and Italy, and she wants the tree to be admired in the world for generations to come, and she wants the tree to continuously shine as a beacon of joy, togetherness, and tranquility. She envisages immortalizing the magic of the tree and its unforgettable memories in honor of her siblings. She even considers her own demise but with a ray of hope. What is the immortality? Immortal means which never ends, which never dies. And she has a hope, a ray of hope. She has a ray of hope that she will join her sibling after her death. Therefore, I fain would consecrate a lay unto thy honor, thee beloved of those who now in the blessed sleep for I repose. Dearer than life to me, alas, where they may so be numbered when my days are done, with deathless trees like those in Borrowdale, under whose awful branches lingered pale, fear trembling hope and death, skeleton and time the shadow, and though weak the verse that thy beauty fame, O fame, rehearse when my love defend thee from oblivion curse. She is optimistic that the tree can live through generations, much like the yew trees of Borrowdale, in the words of William Wordsworth. The trees of Borrowdale actually it is a phrase used by the William Wordsworth. William Wordsworth is a person who was famous for uh, romantic poet. Okay, Wordsworth was a poet who was famous for the romantic poem, and the language Wordsworth used in his poem was really mind blowing and very simple. Even a layman can understand his poem. It's not like the poem written by Milton or Dryden. So, she has used the word actually, the phrase "give trees of Borodale," and she hopes the tree can outlive the forces of age and space and be cherished and celebrated long after she is gone. She she has a hope that definitely the tree will live a long life, and even after her death, people the tree will sustain this world, and it will pave a way for the next generations to come to recall about her and his siblings. And of course, practically, when we are reading this poem, today we are recalling the days of Torudat and her siblings. Students, when the poet is writing the poetical verse just for making the bread, definitely the poem may not be that powerful. When the poet is writing the verses out of his or her experience, okay, by using the thought from the depth of the heart, definitely the poem will reach to each and everyone. It will go deep into the heart and mind of the reader. And here also, if you read the poem completely with deep contemplation and understanding, you can easily guess that how Torudat lived her childhood along with her siblings. So it depicts the childhood of the poet. So with this, I am concluding the explanation about this small poem by Torudat. I suggest all of you to read the poem at least thrice and listen to my voice and see this video and compare the verses with the explanation given here and try to write an essay first by your own, and then you just see the essay which I am going to post on Saturday. And these are the poetries which may be very important for the examination and even for the learning of life. I hope that you might have enjoyed this session, and I hope that you will definitely follow the instruction, and I hope you might have understood uh, the entire explanation given to you in this small session pertaining to this poem. Thank you, and I wish you happy Bakrid, and be stay home and stay safe in this pandemic. Take care. Assalamu alaikum.